Hello everyone, today we are going to be discussing my United States Senate projections as of October 19th, 2020. I've outlined the safe states for both the Democrats and the Republicans, and we will be looking at the toss-up states. Starting with the likely states for the GOP, we're going to look at Arkansas, which could be seen as either likely or as solid. 538 shows this as solid. Other pollsters show it as likely, so I will put as likely. Next is Alabama, which is the one seat that the Democrats really had to give up, basically. Doug Jones is a very unpopular senator from the Democrats, and Tommy Tuberville is a very good candidate fielded by the GOP. So we're going to give him that by a likely margin. The next one is Texas. It's likely R. Next is Kansas, which actually I'll be doing that later. Let's look at likely for the Democrats right now. Colorado and New Mexico are both likely Democrat states. So is Arizona, which Mark Kelly currently has an 80% chance to win. Incumbent Martha McSally, well, really, she was appointed in, I believe, 2019 or start of 2020. She's very unpopular amongst many Arizonians. Now, moving on, Alaska is also likely our state, so I would like to characterize that. Mississippi is likely R. What else would I like to look at? I would like to put Michigan. Sorry, that's Minnesota, which is also a likely Democratic state. What else? Massachusetts is you really could say likely or solid. I'm going to say solid. Actually, I'm going to categorize, I believe Arkansas is solid because I'm pretty sure that one was, I characterized that as likely before, but it was a solid margin. So one I want to talk about that is actually solid is Kentucky. I didn't fill that in because I actually wanted to talk about it. Amy McGrath, she raised a lot of money, or at least she got a lot of money from the Democratic Party, the federal Democratic Party. She got a lot of that money, but generally it's Kentucky, so there's really nothing she can do. So that is a solid state. Virginia is either a solid or likely state. It is a close margin, and it could be overestimating Democratic support. So I'll just say likely for now, just because it is subject to change. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, next one that we're going to look at is Montana, which is a lean Republican state. Steve Daines has a 67% chance to win. So that's a lean state. Kansas is also a lean state. Roger Marshall has a 72% chance, which is interesting that this is even lean at this point, given that it is Kansas, which is on the presidential level pretty strong for Donald Trump. South Carolina, it was thought to be contested, but then a bunch of pollsters came out showing Lindsey Graham ahead, so it's technically a likely state, so yeah, I'll characterize it as a likely state. Now, this leaves one of the most main 4 or 5 given the Senate election. I want to do the Georgias. So David Perdue currently has a 72% chance, I believe, so that is, I believe, lean. So here's the weird thing. So Georgia's special election is considered a toss-up, and if you look at it, it's most likely that a Republican wins. So it's showing why it's colored more in blue is that it's saying Raphael Warnock has the highest chance out of all of these people to win, like as a single person. But when you look at it, there's going to be a runoff election. So likely all of the votes, let's say everyone voted for for Doug Collins, or Doug Collins was the second person to run off. All the votes from the other person, Kelly Loeffler, would go to, or at least would most likely go to Doug Collins, because those voters would most likely go to Doug Collins. So it's saying that a Republican is most likely to win. So I would actually characterize that as a tilt Republican state, because it's saying that a Republican, while Warnock is most likely to win as an individual, the Republican Party is likely to win that seat, at least with one of their people, either Doug Collins or Loeffler. So that's Georgia's special. So that's 47-49. So let's look at Michigan, because Michigan's a state that I believe was getting a little closer. It is a Democratic incumbent state, but John James is doing pretty good. I think he ran before against Gary Peters and lost, so I'm not sure. But Gary Peters is a pretty strong candidate. So is John James, but Gary Peters is likely to win it. I would say, let me look at the margin actually. It is 51-45, so I'll say it's a lean margin. It is technically categorized as a likely margin, but we could see that support shift in favor of John James, and it narrowing up. So I'll just say lean for now, though you could characterize it as likely. Now, North Carolina is lean Democrat. It's 34-66. So Tom Tillis, the incumbent, is likely to lose the seat by a lean margin. Maine, Sarah Gideon is likely to win this. Susan Collins has a 37% chance to win. It should be close, but I mean, Susan Collins, her support just shifted. She used to be one of the most popular senators, and now she's likely to lose. So that would be lean. As you can see, this gives Democrats this gives them a majority if they win the presidency, which if you look at my further predictions, they're likely to win the presidency. So that means this last seat of Iowa, it could give encouragement to the Democrats. It could give them give them an absolute majority. So they don't need a tiebreaker for that. So the last state is Iowa, in which Teresa Greenfield has a 54% chance of winning. That is as of now, she is Teresa Greenfield is the most likely to win, giving the Democrats 51 seats and the Republicans 49 seats, which is an absolute majority for the Democrats. This is my projection right now. A few things are subject to change. I'll tell you what are subject to change. Michigan, that could be categorized as likely. I wouldn't have a problem. Virginia could be categorized as solid. Wouldn't be a problem. My thing is basically all the ones that, either likely or lean or solid or likely, they generally won't affect it too much, especially since the margins in each group are super close. The ones that would affect are, toss-up margins or tilt margins. Those are the ones that matter. So thank you for watching my Senate projection as of October 19th, 2020. This is subject to change, but this is how it is for now. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.